Hi, welcome to the NBA Odds Couple Show for Monday, March 28th. I'm Peter Loshak, sitting next to me is Mike Brenner. Mike Brenner, it's an interesting time of year in the NBA, right?
Yes, it is. It's playoffs before the playoffs, as I like to say,
we got
Pete.
10 games on the card tonight, and
It's a big slate. Hey, slow it down a little before you get ahead of yourself.
Okay.
First and foremost, my wife told me I had to step up to your level with dressing, so she said I can't be a slouch anymore, so she put me in this shirt today. Congratulations,
Women
3-1.
know how to dress. Women just know how to dress.
My
Why
wife
is
does.
that?
She's got style. And plus,
Why
for
can't
those
men
bloggers that think the date isn't going to happen, it is. I told you, give us after March Madness. It's all crazy. The date is happening. Matter of fact, it's definitely happening. But with that being said, let's pan the board because you killed it yesterday at 3-1. I went 4-3, but hey, we both did what we did, and my teaser produced a couple ahead. So 102-87 for Brenner. I'm 54%, 15 solid units up. Pete, coming back, Loshak on the comeback trail, 51-56, a great day yesterday, 47%, and before playoffs are over, you won't be looking at that number. It's going up, and
I will say one thing. You know, I'm always talking about my second half bets. Usually when they win, I'll admit when they lose. Yesterday, we both had Denver on the first half. It went right down to the wire. It was a 4-point.
No, you had Denver. I went the other way. I had Clippers.
Right. Sorry,
Yeah,
we were both
won
going
that one.
I was huge on Denver second half plus 4.5.
It's not rare you lose a second half. You did really well on that.
Yeah, but you know their starting five shot historically bad.
Yeah.
The worst starting five shooting percentage since like 1992 or so. I forgot what it was.
Wow.
But yeah, listen, I was a lot of these plays that I tell you about after the fact, I'm claiming are winners. This one was a massive loser.
Yeah, I like that. I like the energy. I like that honesty. I like that accountability, Pete.
There's 10 games on the card tonight. A lot of very, very, very interesting situations. And I'll tell you what, Mike Brenner, there is one pick that I'll give. The rest of the card, though, I'm sort of still feeling out. I don't know what to make of it. The first thing let's talk about, very suspicious and odd line. Let's talk about your favorite team, the Chicago Bulls, right? Now, Atlanta is playing.
I went off yesterday on them, by the way. I've already caught some slack from some bloggers, but at the end of the day, I think they're frustrated, too, with that underachieving team.
Look at this quote from the Chicago coach.
Yeah,
he goes, it's not on the defensive end or the offensive end, it's both. If it's, well, that's all there is in basketball.
Exactly. And that's the words of a first-year coach that's looking at the door. Hey, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, Hoiberg. You're out of here.
To say it's like one thing we're not doing right that would solve everything.
Yeah,
that's
just one way of blaming it on everything but himself. And I'm not knocking the guy. He did a great job at Iowa State, but I think he stepped into an arena where he does not know how to control these teams' egos. Yes, they had some injuries, but I'm not going back into the freaking Chicago Bulls.
Listen, if you still feel that way,
I do. Maybe
you have an opportunity to make a lot of money because they're playing Atlanta, right? Atlanta's playing great. They've covered 7 out of their last 8, and the line is suspiciously low. It opened at 4. Now it's down to 3. If you want them on the first half, you can have Atlanta -1. That scares me.
I'm not taking that first half, but I'm taking the game -3.
Okay.
I like the game -3. I like Atlanta to wear them out as the game goes on. And again, this is where I think coaching steps in.
Right.
Budenholzer is a great coach. This guy's really going to be one of the better ones in the league. All right, Fred Hoiberg, first year, he's drowning. His team doesn't believe in him. I got to go with it. Hawks on the game -3. Pistol
All right,
Pete.
it makes perfect sense. The Hawks have been playing great. They've covered 7 out of the last 8.
Yeah, they've won 13 of 16 games, and literally they knew it was time to put it together. They're not only showing signs of the team from last year. Right now, they're playing like the team.
So what do you make
of
the line and the line movement? That's
I think the bookies just think. I think
themselves?
it could be the sharps. It could be, but the bookies, I don't know. They just.
Yeah,
unless they know something we don't know, there's going to be an explosion out of Chicago, but I don't see it happening.
All right, well, I'll tell you about the one pick that I will give here. It's Phoenix and Minnesota, right? Both these teams are playing out the spring.
All that quality in the board, and you're going to go to Phoenix, Minnesota?
Listen, I don't know what to make of it. You tell. Okay. Maybe I'll wind up telling you 4 plays, but Phoenix, Minnesota, they're both teams are out of the playoffs. Young guys playing out the spring.
I know where you're going with this too.
What? I'm going with the under.
Oh, whoa, I'm shocked.
What, you thought over?
No, I thought you were going to take Minnesota on the first half.
No.
So.
I'm going with the under. They're both playing out the string, and they're both trying to show what they can do both offensively and defensively. It's a really high total right now. 219 it's 218, 218 and a half or 219 market wide. And, both these teams have also been kind of trending under recently. And, it's I don't think it's a lock far from it, but I'll give it as a pick under 219 full game under Phoenix and Minnesota.
And you know what? Normally on sides, I think with shitty teams, especially at the end of the season, it's kind of hard to pick. Sometimes better to lay off, but totals, it might be different because the same thing we're talking about in the college show. You get to the end of the year, you get into a tournament like the Vegas 16. Some of these kids just want to go home and drink beer. Well, some of these shitty teams in the NBA, they're ready to just go home as well.
A lot of times the the style of play that was dictating the pace for most of the year can change radically over the last 10 games.
I like that analysis.
That's what you want to look
Pete.
for.
Like
and again, you look at Minnesota; they were a big overtrender for most of the year, but what's under in 3 out of their last 4.
There you go.
And I think they might crack down on defense there. All right. Yeah. So then we have a lot of other interesting games. I'm just going to let you go. I mean, maybe you have something to say about San Antonio and Memphis.
I'm in that
That's
one.
a
Let
crazy
me talk
one.
about
Okay,
that
go
one.
for it.
I like the first half. Okay. And of course, they rested everybody and their mother last game. But for sure, LaMarcus Aldridge is probable, but Parker's playing. Kwame Leonard probably not playing, and I'm okay with that. I think they can still go in, cover the first half at Memphis -3.5.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach Randolph's probable. He's questionable / probable. This team is just absolutely submerged in injuries. Spurs know what time it is. This is when they put it together. I love the Spurs on the half -3.5.
It's just they're playing out the string, and you think they're going to give enough to cover a road favorite. Okay,
yes, I do.
I can't disagree with you on that one. That's a game that I actually scratch my head. A lot of other interesting games. Let's see, Sacramento suddenly playing well, right? Is that
nailed that one yesterday, boy? I was all over them over Dallas, and they destroyed them in the half. They were up by damn near 20, and they won the game by almost 30. But as I said yesterday, when you got a coach that can't stand the star player, something's got to give. But he's not playing tonight. Well, I just heard some information right before I stepped in here. There's a really good shot. DeMarcus is sitting.
Really?
28. He's got that. He's got a foot issue. He's
wow.
hurting. So with that, I had to stay off. I was damn near going to tease it and take 6 on top, but.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm staying off. I heard the Cousins is going to be at best game time decision, but they're going to be sitting them.
Really?
Then again, yesterday my information told me and swore to me, and I said it on the air that DeMarcus Russell wasn't D'Angelo Russell wasn't going to play for the Lakers. Guess what? He suited up and played and contributed. So sometimes these reports aren't so accurate, and we have some very good sources, but. NBA, they can do what they want with it, but I'm staying off of it.
You know what I'm going to do? That's going to make me give a play.
Okay.
I'll give the under.
Bam.
I'll give the under 220 on that one. I was leaning that way anyway. Sacramento's coming off a huge offensive game and 3 straight unders for Portland. They do like to play good defense.
Yes.
It's a high total, but I'll take it under 220 on the full game. So I'll give a second game. Now let's talk about another interesting. This kind of situation you see a lot at this point in the season. OKC and Toronto, right? 2 great teams, but they're basically locked into their playoffs. Seeds, right? So how much do they care about this game? Not exactly sure. OKC, those have been playing great. 7 straight games, scoring at least 111. They've covered 6 out of their last 8. Do you have anything to say about that game?
It's the top of my board.
Okay,
You said it very well.
Yeah.
I think when you got 2 teams where the playoffs are pretty much, set, the one that will have the advantage in this one is going to be the Thunder, and here's why. They're still not happy with what's going on this year. First-year coach, Durant hasn't bought into the system. They keep wanting to improve, okay? I think Toronto's just too up and down for me. I'm not knocking Toronto again. Trust me, they've covered some tickets for me, but they're doing what they do best. They show up one night, they don't. That team's just, they need a coach, guys. They need a coach. Nothing personal, Dwayne Casey, but it's time to go. Don't get me started. I love the Thunder on the half in Toronto -1.
Right.
I got it -1.
-1
And I love them on the game in Toronto -2.5. OKC goes and takes this
Those are both lines. Listen, if OKC is going to start taking it easy, this will be the first game that happens because they've been just killing it.
Westbrook, he can do anything he wants with either DeRozan or Lowry. Trust me, he's much better than either.
That might turn into the tail of the day for me. We'll see. You got other picks though. Let's see.
I'm going to get hammered again today from Toronto.
What about Dallas and Denver though? That's interesting.
No, I'm not touching that one. I like Mike Malone.
Right. I'm thinking
that's
that Denver,
why they're favored.
I'm feeling like Denver because of coaching. After that performance, they bounced a very small favorite at home. I think it's what are they -2?
And I think Dallas took that white towel. Where is it? And they tossed it in, baby.
I mean,
it's
they're
over.
a team I have no problem fading.
Them and the Bulls. They just fade them and the Bulls. They're out of there. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs either.
Well, hit us with another pick, Mike.
All right, I have the Clippers today tonight, late night at home against a very good Boston team that's won 2 road games in a row. But Clippers picked up a bunch of momentum yesterday in that very solid win, even though they screwed me on that half by half a point. It's no biggie because guess what? My last couple days of losses, I was right there till the end, so that makes me feel confident. Clippers get it done today. Jacques Crowder is still out. That defense, Evan Turner stepping up offensively for them, and he has. He went in. He's been in the starting lineup 5 games, but they're still suffering defensively. So I think Clippers winning on experience. They know Blake Griffin's getting ready to come back. Something's going on, and here's my kicker. Paul Pierce and Doc Rivers used to be Boston Celtics. Pierce just hinted he's going to retire. This will be the last time he faces his old team.
And you think that matters?
Of course I do. He wants to go in and drain some threes. And Doc Rivers, nobody can tell me he doesn't want to beat them each and every time. So I like him on the half, Pistol Pete, -1.5. I like him on the game, -3.5. I'm fired up today.
Those are all current lines. Unbelievable. You've really done your research, Mike Brenner. Have we hit all your picks, or you got more?
Hell, I don't know. I think I got a 3-team teaser too. I got 7 total picks. So my teaser is the Heat, which will be -4. After the adjustment.
The Heat. Oh, God, these 10. Yep, -4.
Atlanta should be +3 after the adjustment.
Yes.
And the Spurs should be -1.
Yep, that's
Boom.
right.
That's a
those are all
6-point
market.
adjustment.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
With that being said, I'm going to review my picks
Yes.
and then turn it over to you, Pistol
Okay.
Pete. All right, Thunder on the first half -1, Thunder on the game -2.5, Clippers on the first half -1.5, and on the game -2.5. The Hawks on the game -3. Spurs on the first half -3.5, and a 3-team ticket casher, baby. The Heat, the Atlanta Hawks, and the San Antonio Spurs. Pistol Pete, I'm not kidding you. I'm feeling good about moving that number up again
Sounds
today.
good. All right, I'm going to be on the under 219 in Phoenix, Minnesota, under 220 in Portland and Sacramento, and I'm thinking about Denver on the first half. Denver minus a half. What do you think about that?
If I literally had to have a strong lean, I would lean on that.
All right, I'll give Denver on the first half minus a half, and what do you think about Denver on the full game -1.5?
Staying off of that
Basically
one,
the
though.
same thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
All right, I'll take the third pick, Denver minus a half, and then maybe I'll tell you on OKC. You really like that one, OKC.
I love it.
You love it.
I love
What
it.
do you like better, the first half or the full game?
I like both of them the same,
Both
and
of
I'm not kidding you. I love it.
Tale of the day. I'll tell you on both of them, Mike
Jesus,
Brenner.
I love it.
5 picks. that I'm
Loshak
giving.
unleashed once again, and
I
seriously.
started out with like 3/4 of a pick. Now I got 5.
And look, this is almost playoff before the playoffs.
Right.
I'm telling you, viewers, tune in. We're going to bang some buck. I'm telling you, that number's moving up. Pistol Pete's back. We did it yesterday. With that being said, let's pan this board one more time. One more time. I'm 102 and 87, 54%. Pistol Pete, 51 and 56 at 47%. But we both got a bunch of plays out there today, and they're not forced, they're not pushed. It's quality. And that's what it's about. Beating the book, building your bank, baby, and betting responsibly.
Okay.
I love that, you know,
We'll
bottom
be back.
line.
We'll be back tomorrow for the Tuesday card.
Great show, Pete.